Fuck! You know where I live? Is that a threat? What do you mean you know where I live? What's your name? As many of you know, Mayo County Council passed a motion here at their last monthly meeting, amongst other things, to cease cooperation with the Department of Integration until such time as an agreed strategy is put in place to properly coordinate the provision of additional services for the communities hosting refugees and international protection applicants. Put out a video recently outlining some of my thoughts on that meeting, which you can see in the description below. But basically I was saying that I wouldn't hold out too much hope for there being any lasting impact into the future with this motion. Let's see what happens at the next Mayo County Council monthly meeting, which is on the 12th of February. There has been some effect in the short term, however, as work has stopped at the new Migrant Centre in the Moneen Retail Business Park. Well, that's what it looked like, and that's what I was told. But after recording this piece on Thursday, I returned to the centre on Thursday evening to get a little bit of footage, and then this happened. What? What? Why not? Are you working here, are you? I don't need, we're in a pub. You know where I live? Is that a threat? What do you mean you know where I live? What's your name? This is the place owned by the Clare Galway rally driver Stephen Graney, who's allegedly just bought himself a Ford Fiesta worth 190 grand, and Joey Walsh, or Joey Joyce, from Claremorris. You'll also remember the foreman on the job, James Tonery, of Tonery's Bar in Bohermore, whose sister, by the way, is a migrant health project officer for the Ukrainian community. This centre cannot go ahead. It cannot go ahead at any cost. I've heard in the last couple of days that there are between 160 and 200 young male migrants going to be moved into this centre. And added to the 300 over there in the place that Breaffy House own, a stone's throw away, that'll be 500 people staying in this retail park in Moneen. Now, they might come out and say, oh no, it's women and children and families moving in now, like they did in Ballinrobe. That'll only be for a short period of time, but it doesn't matter. We cannot take in anyone else. This town and this country are sinking fast. Now, councillors aren't prepared to say that. I'm prepared to say that. I've been saying it for a while. A lot of us have been saying it for a while. On that, by the way, regarding councillors, there's a local election coming up later in this year. And I've heard numerous reports from people who've checked the register and said that they have been removed from the register. So I'm encouraging everyone now to go and check, make sure you're on the register and you're ready to vote for somebody that's going to stand up for your interests. Because I'll tell you who is on the register. All these people who have been moved in, all these new to the parish people, they're on the register and they've been told who to vote for. And that's the mainstream parties. Now to Breaffy. We heard a couple of months ago that the owners of Breaffy House here, the Duffys from Val, had just bought Daly's B&B in Breaffy, and that they were using it to house some of the employees here. Just got a report the other day there that there's actually up to 7 or 8 African migrant men staying there. And reportedly, the Duffys here are getting paid €75 per person per night. So if you do that over a year, he's getting nearly €220,000 for housing those possibly economic migrant men down there in Daly's B&B. So while he's increasing his wealth, the value of your property is decreasing every day. Who wants to live in a ghetto? One question which we've asked on numerous occasions is how many of these buildings being used to house migrants have up-to-date valid fire certs. One which I'm pretty sure doesn't is in Barley Hill House outside Westport, which was the French Language School Association Regards. Now, we know that an engineer who works with the council, Keith O'Connell, has been working trying to get it up to fire safety regulations in recent times. And we'll have another video coming out about Keith in the coming weeks. But it just bears the question, how many of these buildings have been used with no fire cert over the last year and a half? A lot of people around Kilkelly are concerned and asking questions about the amount of modular homes that are supposedly being built and stored around the area. We spoke with one man from VisionBuilt who told us that although they have been producing modular homes for Ukrainians, their main focus is on schools and hospitals. They said that their contract for the Ukrainians is now finished and these last few were on the way to Ballinasloe. And finally, I'd just like to remind people that tomorrow, Saturday the 3rd of February, there's going to be a public assembly taking place in Claremorris as part of the Claremorris and Ballandine Says No campaign. So I'd encourage everybody locally to get out there and support their community in that. And as well as that, on Tuesday the 6th of February in Claremorris, the Claremorris Municipal District meeting is taking place. And I'd encourage everybody to go along and attend that as well. And keep the pressure on your councillors. They're beginning to say the right things, even though it's taken a year and a half to do so. We know they're doing it because there's an election coming. But keep the pressure on them anyway and head along to that meeting on Tuesday.